Good morning. Today's lesson is our Chapter 5 review before our test. So what percent is of the shaded part? So we're going to count. It's easy. We know these are 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 64%. So again, what percent represents the shaded part? So we're going to count them. We know this is 10. That's 10. There's 6 right here if we count them. There's 8 and 8. When we add that up, we're going to get 42%. You can sit here and count each individual one if that makes it easier for you as well. Next, Rosa makes a mosaic wall using 42 black tiles, 34 blue tiles, and 23 red tiles. What percent represents the number of red tiles in the mural? Well, first, let's find out. We've got our 42 black tiles and our 35 blue tiles and our 23 red tiles. So let's find out how many they are all together. So we've got 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 2 plus 3 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 100 tiles all together. And if 23 of them are red, then 23 out of 100 is red. And we know that 23 over 100 is 23%, right? Because our percents are always out of 100. The next one is asking us to model 39%, so that means I need to color 39 blocks. So this is 10 blocks, 20 blocks, 30 blocks, and then 9 blocks is going to be all but 1. And you could shade these a little bit nicer than I did. But we're going to basically be coloring 39 blocks to equal the 39%. This next section says yes or no to indicate whether the percent and the fraction represent the same amount. Well, 50% and 1/2, 1 divided by 2 is 50%. So yes. 45% and 4 over 5, no, because 4 divided by 5 is not 45%. 3/8 and 37.5, yes, because if I divide 3 by 8, I'm going to get 37.5. The next one is 2/10 and 210%. No, because 2 divided by 10 is not going to get me 210%. The school orchestra has 25 woodwind instruments, 15 percussion instruments. I'm actually going to circle these. 15 percussion instruments and 30 string instruments, 30 brass instruments. Select the portion of instruments that are percussion. Mark all that apply. Well, percussion is 15, right? So let's find out how many we have all together. We have 25, 15, 30, and 30. So 5 plus 5 is 10. 3 plus 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 100 instruments. So that makes it easy because that means it's going to be out of 100. So that's woodwind, strings, brass, percussion. So my percussion is 15 over 100. So 15 over 100 can be written as 15%. It could also be written as 0.15, and that's all it can be written as. Oh, and it could be written as 3/20s, because I can reduce. 5 goes into 15 3 times, and 5 goes into 100 20 times. So it can also be written that way as well. For a science project, 3/4 of the students chose to make a poster, and 0.25 of the students wrote a report. Rosa said that more students made a poster than wrote a report. Do you agree or disagree? Use the numbers and support your answers. Well, first I would convert them into like numbers. So 3/4, I would make that into a decimal. And 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. So remember, we go 3 divided by 4, can't go in, put my there, 7, I get 28, subtract, I get 2, add my 0, bring it down, and it goes there. So now I'm comparing the 0.25 and I'm comparing the 0.75. So 75% of the students made a poster, and 25 of the students, or 0.25 of the students wrote a report. They said, Rosa said that more students made a poster. So this is my poster, right? So 75% of the kids made a poster, and 25% of the kids made a report. So yes, that is true, right? because 75% is definitely a bigger number. So it is a bigger number, and more kids therefore made a poster. So select other ways to write this. Well, to make this a percent, I move it over 2. So it's going to be 87.5%. So this one is going to be true. The next one is 7/8. Well, if I do 7 and then divide by 8, I'm going to actually get 87.5. So those are going to be my two answers. Okay, there are 88 marbles in a bin, and 25% of the marbles are red. So how many are red? So 88, 25%. Remember, the of means multiply. So remember, we're going to multiply. We have to turn this into a decimal, so it's going to be 0.25 times 88. 8 times 25 is going to be 200. Do my space saver. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16, plus the 4 is 20. I'm going to add them up. So we get 2200. I need to move my decimal 2 spaces because that's how many's there. So my answer is going to be 22. Harrison has 30 CDs in a collection. If 40% of the CDs are country music and 30% are pop music, how many are other types of music? Well, first of all, let's find out how much percent they have that is not. So if 30 is pop and 40 is country, we're going to add those up and we're going to get 70. So that means 70% is not going to be the other music. So we know in percentages there's 100. So if I minus the 70%, I'm going to get 30%. So that means that 30% of the music is other. So if 30% of the music is other, and we know that there are 30 CDs, 30 of 30, right? So that means this is multiply. So I'm going to do 0.30 times 30, and we go 0 times 0 is 0, and then put my space saver. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 3 is 9, so I'm going to get 900. I move my decimal over 2 spaces, so I'm going to get 9. So that means 9 of these 30 CDs is going to be other types of music. So this one, it says we're going to do a less than, greater than, or equal to. So 30% of 90. Remember, of means multiply. So 0.30 times 90. Okay, and 0.30 times 90 is 27. And then over here we've got 0.35. Remember, of means times 80. So 80 times 0.35. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is 40. Put my space saver. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 8 is 24. So we got 0, 0, 8, 2. And then I do my 2 decimals over. So this one's going to be 28. So this side's 27. This side's 28. So 28 is going to be greater. So we're going to lean to that side. So over here, remember, we change this to a decimal. So it's going to be 0.25. Of means multiply, and 16. I'm going to erase some space over here. So we've got 25.25 times 16. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 2 is 12, plus the 3 is 13. Oh, wait, 15, sorry. Put my space saver. 5 times, and we're done with this side. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2. Going to add that up. I get 0, 10, 2 plus 1 is 4, so I get 400. I have 2 decimal places, so I'm going to move it over. So I'm going to have 4 points. So this is going to be 4. On this side, we've got our decimal, 20, of means times, and 25. So I've got 0.20 times 25. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. Put my space saver. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. I'm going to add them up. I'm going to get 500. And again, I have 2 decimal spaces, so I'm going to move it over. So I'm going to get 5. 5 is bigger than 4, so I'm going to circle this way because this is saying 4 is less than 5. There were 200 people who voted at the town council meeting. One of these people, 40% voted for the building a new basketball court in the park. How many people voted against the new basketball court in the park? Use numbers and words to explain your answers. So if I've got 200 people We know 40% of them voted for a new basketball court. So there's always 100%. And if I take away the 40% of people who voted for the basketball court, then that left me with 60%. So that means 60% voted against it. And if I want to know how many people that was, 200 of the 60%, so I'm going to be multiplying. So 200 times 0.60. So if I do that over here, we've got 200 times 60. It's a decimal. 0, 0, 0. Space saver. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 2 is 12. And I get 0, 0, 0, 1, 2. I need 2 spaces over. So that's 120. So that means 120 people voted against. James and Sarah went out to lunch. The price of lunch for both of them was $20. They tipped their server 20% of that amount. How much did each person pay if they shared the price of lunch and the tip equally? So first let's find out how much the tip was. So if the lunch was $20 of 20%, because we're trying to find out how much it is, right? Remember, this is times. So $20 times 0.20. So we're going to do $20 times 0.20. We get 0, 0, 0, 0. Put my space saver, 0, 0, 0, 4. Add this up, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm going to move my decimal over 4 spaces because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means my tip is going to be $4 because you don't need to go all the way over for that. So if the price of the meal was $20 and the tip was $4, that means it was $24. They're splitting it equally, so you're cutting it in half, and half of $24 is $12. So they each paid $12. A sandwich shop has 30 stores, and 60% of the stores are in California. The rest of the stores are in Nevada. So part A, how many stores are in California and how many stores are in Nevada? So I know that 60% of the 30 is going to be in California, so I can just multiply that. 0.60 times 30, right? That is going to give me, here, I'm just going to do it out. 30, 60, 0, 0, put my thing there, 0 in 18, 1800, and I've got to move my decimal over. So 18 stores, so that means 18 stores are in California. And if 18 stores are in California and there's 30 altogether, I can just subtract 30 from 18, and I'm going to get that there's 12 in Nevada. Okay. Part B says the shop opens 10 new stores. Some are in California and some are in Nevada. Complete the table. So in Nevada, they're showing that it's 45% of the stores. Well, first of all, we had 30 stores to begin, and now we have 10 more stores. So now there are 40 stores. So if 45% of the stores are in Nevada, then I'm going to do 45 of the 40. So 45, I'm going to make it a decimal, of the 40, which is multiplying. Of means multiplying. So 0 plus 5 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 0. 4, and then put my space saver. Now I'm on to the tens. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 4 is 16, plus the 2 is 18. And I'm going to add that up. I have 2 decimal spaces, so I move my decimal spaces over. So that means 18 of the stores are in Nevada. So now I have 40 stores minus the 18 is going to tell me how many is in California. Can't take the 0 from that, so I'm going to have to borrow or regroup. So 10 from 8 is 2. 3 from 1 is 2. So 22 of the stores are in California. To find out my percentage, we all know that the percentage is always 100. So if I minus the 45%, I'm going to have to keep regrouping. So 5 from 10 is 5. And I had to regroup on this side. So this is really 9. So it's going to be 55. So 55% of the stores are in California with 22 stores. 45% with 18 stores in Nevada. Juanita has saved 35% of the money that she needs to buy a new bicycle. If she saves $63, how much money does a bicycle cost? Use the numbers and words below to explain your answer. So let's rewrite the 35% as 35 over 100. And we know that that's going to equal her 60, right? Because 100, we don't know what the total is, but we do know that 35% of it is the 60, right? So then we can simplify. So 35 over hundreds can be simplified because 5 can go into the top and the bottom. 5 goes into 35 7 times, and 5 goes into 100 20, right? So we're going to put my 60 over my 100 again with my question mark. So you're going to find the equivalent ratio, and since 7 times 9, so 7 times 9 is going to equal the this should say 63. Sorry about that. This should be 63. So 7 times 9 is 63. Then times 9, whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. 20 times 9 is 180. So the answer on the bottom is 180. So you need 180 for the bike. And sorry about the mistake up here. I'll have to give you guys a marble in your jar. Okay, so again, this should have been 63. Okay, so just to remind you that the word is means equals and the word of means multiply. So this is saying 12. Remember, whenever you have a percent, turn into a decimal, 0.20 and 60. So 60 times 0.20 is 12. And if I did that out, I would say yes. 60 times 0.20 is 12. Same thing here. This is saying 24 equals 0.50 times 48. Because of means times, is means equals, and you're going to turn your percent into a decimal. So 0.50 times 48 is 24, and that is in fact correct. This next one is saying 14 equals 0.75 times 20. That is not correct. When I multiply that out, that is not going to work. The next one is 9 is, which means equals 0.30, because you have to turn it into decimal, of means times, and 30. And 30 times 30, or 0.30, is 9. So yes, that is correct. Okay, the next one says, Heather and her family are going to the grand opening of a new amusement park. There is a special prize on a ticket this weekend. Tickets cost $56 each. This is 70% of the cost of a regular price ticket. So part A, what is the cost of a regular price ticket? Show your work. So by rewriting the 70 over 100, and then I have my 56 over question mark because I don't know what that amount is going to be. First, what I want to do is I want to reduce this because it's going to make it a little bit easier for me. So 10 can go into 70 7 times, and 10 can go into 100 10 times. So then I'm going to put over here 56, and we don't know. So I'm going to look for what my equivalent fraction would be, and I know that 7 times 8 is 56. So that means that if I had multiplied this times 8 on the top, I got the 56. Multiplied this on the bottom, I would get, and this is going to be my misty number, 80. So we've got the mystery amount down here is 80. So then that means the price of a regular ticket was $80. Now part B says, Heather's mom says that they would save more than $100 if they bought 4 tickets for their family on opening weekend. Do you agree or disagree with Heather's mom? Use the numbers and words to support your answers. If her statement is incorrect, explain the correct way to solve it. Well, first let's find out. So if we use the regular price ticket, it's $80 times the 4 tickets. 8 times 4 is 32. Add my 0. So it would be $320 with regular tickets. And then with the discounted, they're $56. So 56 times the 4. So 56 times 4. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 5 is 20. Plus the 2 is 22. So then it would be 224 tickets. So 320 for the regular tickets minus the 224 for the discounted tickets. So I can't take 0 from 4, so I'm going to have to make this a 10, and I'm going to have to regroup. And 10 from 4 is going to be 6. I can't take 1 from 2, so I'm going to have to regroup again, and this is going to be 11. 11 minus 2 is 9, so it's $96. Now, she said they would save more than $100. Really, they're only saving $96, so no. Heather's mom is not correct. Okay, the next question says, Elise said that 0.2 or 2/10 equals 2%. Use words and numbers to explain her mistake. So Elise forgot to add the 0 to the hundreds place when she moved the decimal 2 places to the right. Because remember, when you convert, you're going to go 1, 2, right? So 0.2, you're going to go 1, 2, and you're going to need to add your 0. So it would be 20% and not 2%. Okay, so write 18% as a fraction. So remember, we're going to do 18 over 100. It can be reduced because 2 goes into 18 9 times, and 2 goes into 100 50 times. So 9 over 50 is going to be my fraction. Finally, number 20. Noah wants to put a variety fish in his new fish tank. His tank is large enough to hold a maximum of 70 fish. So we need to complete the table. 20% of those 70 is going to be rainbow fish. 40% of them are going to be swordtail, and 30% of them are going to be mollies. So we need to find out the number of fish. So if we do 20% of 70, because remember that's a multiplying. So for example, for this one, we're going to do 20%, 0.2, turn it into a decimal, of means times 70. That's going to get us how many fish is here. So 70 times 0.20, 0, 0, put my space saver, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times is 14. So we get 1400, 2 spaces with my decimal. So there's going to be 14 fish there. Now I could do the math again, but I know that 40 is double 20. So if there's 14 fish that are in the 20%, then 40% is going to be double that. So it's going to be 28. So now 30% of the fish, so we're going to do 0.30 of the 70. So 70 times the 0.30. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. Put my space saver. 0 times 3 is 0. 0 times 7 is 21. So we get 2100. Move my decimal over 2 places, so I get 21 fish. Now part B says, has Noah put the maximum number of fish in his tank? Use numbers and words to explain how you know. If he has not put in the maximum number of fish in the tank, how many more fish could he put? Well, he put 14 plus 28 plus 21. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 4 is 13. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus another 2 is 6. So he's put 63 fish in the tank, and it said the tank can hold 70. So no, right? He has not put enough fish in the tank, and he could put 7 more, because 7 minus 63 is 7. So no, he has not. So he could add 7 more. That is it for the review. Please study hard. Your test will be tomorrow, and I know you're going to do amazing. If you need any help, I will be on the carpet.